Ja, und damit sage ich wieder Hallo und herzlich willkommen zurück bei einer neuen Folge Casey Rain. Wir haben ja in der ersten Folge noch nicht allzu viel geschafft. Wir haben uns ein bisschen unsere Bude angesehen, haben erfahren, dass unser Opa gestorben ist und waren jetzt hier zur Beerdigung. Wir sollten jetzt wohl mit unserer Großmutter reden und schauen, dass wir mehr herausfinden. Kann man sich sogar die Grabsteine anschauen. Eine Elizabeth Parker. Einen Eric Mitchell. Stephen Cummings. Lily Myers. David Spielman.
It says price.
Okay. Price ist auch interessant, nachdem ich ja gerade mit meinem Life is Strange Let's Play durch bin. Aber ich denke, wir sind hier in der Zeit noch ein bisschen zu früh reingehen.
No reason to go in there. A family mausoleum. The family must have been fairly rich. Those things don't come cheap. Conwell Springs. Looks smaller than I remember it.
Okay, das ist das Dorf, wo wir aufgewachsen sind, scheinbar.
Never thought I'd return to this place. The coffin is lowered, but the grave hasn't been filled up yet. Rest in peace, Grandpa. I wish things could have been different.
Achso, das ist der hier dazugehört. Joseph Irving Rain. Wie alt ist er denn geworden? 71. Reden wir doch mal mit ihr.
Mary Elizabeth Rain, my grandmother on my father's side. Excuse me? Mrs. Rain?
Have we met, Anna? You look strangely familiar.
It's me. It's Catherine.
Catherine? Who?
You don't recognize me? I guess it's been a while. I might be a bit taller than you remember me.
Kathy? Bless my soul. Look at you, all grown up. Oh, how I wish Joseph could see you now, finally coming home.
Let's hope he can. Wherever he is.
A comforting thought, dear. Lord, how long has it been? 10 years? 15?
15 sounds about right. I was 6 when Mom took me away.
Goodness, we have some catching up to do then. I want to know everything. Listen, I'm not quite ready to leave yet, but why don't you join me at the house in half an hour?
Sure, I'd love to. I passed it on my way here. It shouldn't be too hard to find.
I'll see you soon then. I'm so glad you found your way back home. I can't wait for us to have a chance to talk.
Same here. See you in a bit.
Okay, damit haben wir also einen neuen Schauplatz freigeschaltet und können also zum Haus unserer Großmutter fahren. Aber uns bleibt noch ein bisschen Zeit, also sehen wir uns hier erstmal nochmal auf dem Friedhof um. Vielleicht können wir da ja jetzt reinschauen.
No reason to go in there.
Nein, immer noch nicht. Hier haben wir noch eine Eleanor Foy. Hoffentlich muss ich mir die nicht alle merken.
I'm sorry for your loss.
Thanks.
If you wish to find God, the Church of the Holy Trinity is always open to you.
Is that so?
Mhm.
Have a brochure. It's never too late to turn away from the path of sin.
Genau, was soll das eigentlich heißen? Nur wegen der Lederjacke und die bunten Haare oder wie? Haben wir vielleicht Vorurteile, Herr Pfarrer? Was denn hier? Keine Sünden mehr. Was soll ich denn dann in meiner Freizeit anstellen? Ja, berechtigte Frage. Die haben wohl noch nie von einem hoffnungslosen Fall gehört. Doch das hier. Schauen wir mal, ob er wirklich Vorurteile hat.
And what makes you so sure I'm on a sinful path, Father? Wouldn't you say that prejudice is but a small step from the 7 big ones?
I simply meant that we are all sinful creatures, child. I hope to see you at the church.
Don't get your hopes up, buddy.
I'll pray for you. I wish you comfort in this time of grief.
Ja, schönen Dank auch. Die Grabsteine hier vorne waren mir dann nicht mehr vergönnt zum Gucken und wir cruisen wieder ganz entspannt durch die Gegend auf dem Weg zum Haus unserer Großmutter, was unser nächstes Ziel sein wird. Wie ich vorhin schon vermutet habe, hier werden wir freischalten. Also halt, würde mir trotzdem ganz gern noch die Grabsteine hier vorne angucken, nur für den Fall, dass wir die irgendwann mal brauchen. Haben wir hier noch einen Roy Randall. Okay, die Eleanor hat man schon. Den hat man auch schon. Benjamin Hayward. Anne Blackwell. Ernest Johnson. Okay, und das war's dann schon. Hätte sein können, ich wollte einfach nur nichts unangesehen lassen. Jetzt muss ich gerade mal schauen.
I haven't written anything in it yet.
Aber wir haben diese komische Broschüre
It's the
gekriegt.
brochure that priest gave me at the funeral. The logo stands out, but other than that, it's just the usual church mumbo-jumbo. Washing away your sins, salvation, blah blah. There's also an address at the bottom. You know, if I ever feel like getting my God on. Huh. Good old Satan. Better get his snowmobile ready for that day. I have no idea why this isn't at the bottom of the closest trash can yet. Maybe because it looks like it could serve as half-decent toilet paper. Not that I need yet another reason for the Lord to strike me down.
Ja, ich sehe schon. Ich mag den Humor. Anyway, wenn wir jetzt trotzdem mal zum Haus von unserer Großmutter fahren. Die hat ja bestimmt noch die ein oder andere Story zu erzählen. Da werden wir bestimmt noch ein paar Sachen rausfinden.
Grandma, anybody home?
Okay, keiner da.
There's nothing quite like the soothing sound of rain falling on a window.
Dann schauen wir uns halt schon mal ein bisschen um.
Nice black leather coat, right up my alley. Nice black leather coat, right up my alley.
Warte, können wir nicht mitnehmen, aber sein können.
A mere single pair of boots on display. Boy, do we live in different worlds. Cute red horse. It's some old Swedish thing, I think. This paint looks fresh. Grandma must have had this restored recently. Dog fighting. Grandpa used to love that stuff.
Oh, warum auch nicht? Geht nichts über einen schönen Luftkampf.
A lamp on the ceiling. Nothing special about it. An old wheelchair. Not too dusty. Probably used recently. Huh. Never seen this around. Grandpa must have used it towards the end. A small table lamp. A wedding photo from when my grandparents married. They look younger than I am now. Things have sure changed. It's a photo of this very farm from way back. It says June 12, 1910 in the corner. Some kind of winter forest scene. I've always wondered if it's supposed to be Conwell Woods or not. These should come in handy when I need to make calls.
Ja, definitiv, aber eigentlich wollte ich mir das Telefonbuch anschauen und schauen, ob da nützliche Nummern drin sind.
It's a phone book, Conwell Springs County. I should be able to use this for looking up phone numbers of people or places in town. I don't have anything to search for yet.
Okay, ist ja gut. Dann halt nicht. So, dann schauen wir mal, ob die Oma vielleicht im Wohnzimmer ist.
Oh, hello, dear. I was just wondering what took you so long.
Sorry, I couldn't resist taking that old wheelchair for a spin. Oh, don't give me that look. I put it back.
You haven't changed one bit. Always kidding around, just like when you were little. Come have a seat. We have so much to talk about.
Okay, dann schauen wir doch mal.
So, now, tell me about your life in the city.
Oh, there's not much to tell. I'm going to school for journalism. It's my second year. I ride a motorcycle in case you missed it there out front.
Ah, that's right. Just like your father.
Yeah, I suppose.
I must ask, have you heard anything from your father? Anything at all?
No, nothing since he bailed way back then.
I expected as much. He disappeared without a trace. No matter, that's ancient history. How's Sharon, then?
Okay, ich gehe jetzt mal davon aus, Sharon ist die Mutter. Und ganz offensichtlich haben wir die in die Psychiatrie gesteckt. Die Frage ist, ob wir ihr das jetzt ja gleich erzählen. Na komm, warum eigentlich nicht?
Mom is... I had her committed to a place where she could get some real help. I just couldn't take it anymore.
I'm sorry to hear that. In spite of everything that happened when she took you away.
Yeah, about that. I'm sorry I didn't visit sooner, Grandma. Mom, she told me all these horrible lies about you and Grandpa. When I was old enough to understand what she was doing, I felt like it was much too late.
It wasn't your fault, dear. You were a child. I'm just happy that you're here now.
Me too. So, what about you? How have you been doing all these years?
I've been lonely ever since the accident. There's no denying that.
What accident?
Goodness gracious. Of course you don't know. She took you away before it all happened.
Don't know what?
I will never forget that dreadful day. August 16th, 1981. It was the middle of the night when Sheriff Truman knocked on our door. He had Joseph with him. I couldn't even recognize Joseph at first, all dirty and wet with an awful blank stare on his face, like his soul had been ripped from his body. Since that day, he never spoke a word, forever confined to that blasted wheelchair.
Really? For all this time? I had no idea.
It came as a shock to all of us.
That's horrible, Grandma. I'm so sorry.
Thank you, dear.
Okay, so irgendwas ist hier passiert, von dem wir noch nichts wissen. Und was wir wohl herausfinden sollen. Jedenfalls hat uns unsere Mutter scheinbar mitgenommen, als wir ein Kind noch waren. und uns alle möglichen Lügen über unsere Großeltern erzählt, was immer das war.
Why do you think Grandpa suddenly left that night in 81?
I haven't the faintest idea. He acted very peculiar not long before it happened, disappearing for hours at a time. At first, I even suspected he was having an affair. When I asked him about it, he just said he was chasing old demons. It must have had something to do with the war.
Maybe it was post-traumatic stress disorder? Grandpa always had a hard time showing weakness.
I don't know, dear. I'm just speculating. I didn't think too much of it at the time. Joseph was a man of few words. I'm sure he just didn't wish to burden me with it, whatever it was.
What did the doctors have to say about Grandpa's condition?
Persistent vegetative state. That's what they call it. I've heard it all by now. One doctor said it was a stroke. Another claimed it was a seizure. The third hack tried to sell it off as a severe infection. It's all a load of tripe. I had an MRI performed on Joseph. It's one of those state-of-the-art head scans.
Yeah, I've heard of them.
Yes, well, according to the scan, his brain was completely intact. They thought it was a technical problem at the time, some kind of glitch, but the result was the same after 3 different scans on 3 different machines. Eventually, they had to confess that they simply had no credible explanation for the state he was in.
And this injury just happened to occur on the very same night he mysteriously disappears?
Indeed. I refuse to believe it was a coincidence.
What did Sheriff Truman have to say about the matter?
Not much. He said they simply found Joseph in that condition on the outskirts of town. The sheriff was convinced there was some kind of foul play involved, but the investigation turned up nothing. He later said that he was sorry, but that he was forced to close the case.
You know, I could try to find out more about this.
You're welcome to try, dear. Some kind of closure would mean the world to me.
Okay, I think I'll head over to the sheriff's station for a little chat then. Would be nice to witness police doing some actual police service for once.
Sure, you go ahead. Let me know if I can be of any more help.
Okay, wir haben also den Sheriff als neuen Schauplatz. Und wir wissen zwar, dass irgendwas passiert ist mit unserem Großvater, aber keine Ahnung, was dahinter steckt, und das soll man jetzt also rausfinden. Da würde ich sagen...
Bye, Grandma. I'll be back later.
So long.
Fangen wir mal mit unseren Nachforschungen an. Aber das machen wir dann in der nächsten Folge. Und bis dahin sage ich wie immer danke fürs Zuschauen und macht's gut. Ciao, ciao.